Hello, this is the Golden Ribbon with another Inkscape tutorial. Today we're going to create the Eco Paperslip infographic that you saw in the preview. As usual, I have my color palette and sized canvas already. My color palette's on the right, my size canvas on the left. It's a perfect square with dimensions 1788 by 1788 pixels. As usual, if you want to go and find the hexadecimal values for the colors, the fonts that I use, and the icons, then you can head over to the blog and download them, or you can go down to YouTube description that will give you the blog linking, and you can go and download whatever you need for this tutorial. Okay then, also notice I have an icon here. Ahead of time, I'm going to be using this icon for the background. So let's move on. Now I'm using 1360 by 7680 resolution, and because of that, Inkscape's toolbox won't show all the tools on my left hand side. So in order to access them now, I'll need to go down to this arrow down here and select which one I'm looking for. Alright, now I want to give this canvas, this page, a gradient, give it that paper effect. So I'm gonna do now, after selecting gradient, I'm gonna go up to my top left in my tools control box for gradient, and I'm gonna click create radial, elliptic or circular gradient. Then I'm gonna go roughly to the middle of this paper, hold down control, hold down my right click so that I get a straight gradient that moves out, and pull upwards. Good. So it's kind of faint on this, but you'll notice that in the middle we have the color that was on the canvas previously. On the outside it's been faded to transparency. So we're going to go to any one of these radial nodes for the gradient. I'm going to select it. Then I'm going to go to the dropper tool. I can go down here to access it, or I can press D. And I'm going to select this color right here. And then I'm going to pull it out just a little bit more, holding down Control and Shift while I pull. And that gives us a nice paper effect. Okay, next we want to create the pattern that we saw in the background. And for that I'm going to use clones. Now clones is a quick and easy way to get random results for your pattern to make them look more natural. I'm going to go down here with black selected, and we're going to use black first, and then afterwards we'll change the color for each. Then we're going to go down to edit, clone, create tile clones. Now this thing is kind of temperamental for me, but sometimes it works without me having to do alteration, sometimes it doesn't. So right here I'm going to open with the shifting open. You want to make sure that Y is set to 100%. Y on the row section is set to 100%. Column on the row section is set to 100%. I'm randomizing it by 20 on the Shift X and 20 on the Shift Y. Shift X means how much times you're going to shift the clone to the right hand side of the original, and Shift Y means how many times you're going to shift the clone vertically and at the bottom of the original. And we want that every row it moves down by 100% of itself, and every column it moves to the right by 100% of itself. Also, you're going to make sure that width and height is selected, and we're going to enter in the dimensions of our paper. Default it will be on rows and columns, so you have to change it to width and height. You're going to go to scale, make sure that the randomize is on to 20 by 20 and scale is on. Everything else is set to default. Then go to rotation, and we want the randomize to be 70. Now this should be it. Afterwards we're going to create. Right, if you get it kind of clumped up like this, what we can do is we can just simply unclump them Good, and that should give us some nice results. Okay, and then we're just gonna come out of this now, exit this. Let's move our original somewhere over here so we always know where it is, and then we're just going to play about with these. Good, and place them in certain places. Like I say, it's temperamental. Sometimes it doesn't go on out of the box, sometimes it does, but either way it's faster than you having to duplicate them and create them yourself, and gets you a much more natural look. Okay, slowly move them up, and we have good, nice looking thing here. Looks random enough. So we just push these out a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, next we're gonna do, since this is the original, clones take the color of the original by default. So what we're gonna do here, I just think I see one more clone. Let's put him right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna select the original, click the dropper tool, and then select the color you want, and we're gonna choose this color right here. Good, nice subtle color. Let's keep the original around just in case we need to do any more modification. Alright, then I'm going to hold down my right button. I'm going to click and cover the entire canvas. Hold shift and select the paper canvas so it's not selected, and then I'm going to press Ctrl and G to group them this way so that when we move them, or when they're moved or edited, you understand, just in case they shift, we don't have to be editing each individual one of them. Okay, the next thing we want to do is create a slip of paper, our first slip actually. Right, and I'm going to get it, just drag it down, just for position's sake. I'm going to go for the height and type in 1788. The width looks okay. Okay, if I can carry down the width a little bit, yeah, Pro Shift can carry down the width, equal proportion. Excellent stuff. Good, and then we're going to make the other 3 paper slips that are on the side. Now to create those paper slips, I'm going to duplicate this one, hold Control and rotate it, and it will rotate in increments of I think 30 degrees until you get to the 180 degree horizontal. Good, and because we're still a square, we can double click it, or we can even click the square icon also, and we see that we have these nodes here. The circular node gives us the option to round the corners, so we're going to round the corners of this by pulling this circle, hold shift and Control while pulling, and both of them will pull up. Let's give this a different color so that we can see it. Here we are. Both of these will pull up and it gives us this circular end, and we're going to put them right onto the top until the circle reaches its max. Good, then we're going to pull it out, hold this and pull it out, hold Control while pulling it out. Good, and then next now we're just going to get our canvas, good, duplicate, hold it, and then just duplicate, then select the 2 of them and go to path difference, or path intersect, my apologies, path intersection. So we're left with this. Right, can I carry it down a little bit? Wonderful stuff. We're also gonna flip this over here, carry it down here. And then also to extend the length a bit, I'm just gonna double click, or you can go to press F2 or go to edit path nodes, hold down shift while holding down the left mouse button, highlight these, hold Control while clicking one and drag them out. Good. Now in our preview we had this red, we had this one, I think it was black and gray. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna flip it, move it to the edge, flip it, move it to the edge. For precision's sake, we can use the align and distribute. We can also find objects, go down, align and distribute, Control Shift and A, and then we can select them. Right, make sure we select last selected. Let's make sure I check again. Last selected. I'm going to align the top edge. Oops, that's not the top edge. This one. Align bottom edge of objects top edge to get the exact value. And then for the last selected, top edge again. And now we can color these. So I'm going to give the top one a color of black, and the last one a color of gray. And it's gonna put this on top. So select the first slip that we made. Okay, and we're just gonna put this on top, and we have something that's looking like it. Let me see, we scroll down a little bit. Okay, just gonna pull these out a bit, pull these out to the end, and pull these out to the end, and pull these out to the end. Okay, then I can't remember if it was the opposite way around. Let me just take a quick check. Okay, I don't seem to have it open, but that's okay. Alright then, so we have them here. Let's lift it up slightly, carry around slightly, and I can just use the size of this too. So we have our slip. So what we're going to do next, after we create our 3 paper slips, we want to create the shadow effect, and for that we're going to use a circle or the elliptical tool. Let's close this. Okay, drag it from the top of the first slip, dragging straight down. I'm going to create our elliptical tool. I'm going to move it in a bit and then put it underneath this, and we're going to duplicate, grab our elliptical tool and put it underneath. Then we're going to select the tool tools. Let me just zoom in here, hold down Z, hold down left mouse button and zoom. Good. Press S for select. I'm going to select the object, pull it out a little bit, push this object in a bit too. Good. And then we're going to select both of them, hold down Control Shift and F, or go to the fill and stroke dialog box, and then we're going to blur out these a little bit. Okay, and we see the effect. And then we're going to reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, I'm not giving exact values to this because you can play about with this until you get the desired result that you're looking for. Okay, I always say that the subtler the better when it comes to these sort of things, so make it subtle but noticeable. Awesome stuff. So we have it here. Good. So we have it here also with the 3 slips. It's looking really good. Looking really good. Alright then. So we have our 3 slips now and our shadows for the 3 slip. Good. We want our first one to have a shadow. I want it to have a shadow at the top. I'm gonna just bring it down 2 layers, close the alignment distribution box, and we're going to open up the fill and stroke box and just give it a slight blur per top. Reduce the opacity. Okay, oh, I think it was at the bottom actually. Let me just carry it down to the bottom. I think it was at the bottom for true. Alright then, good. So we have them here, and we want to move on now to our icons, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think we have that. Let's move on to our icons. So I'm gonna scroll down. I already have the icons made already, so I'm just gonna move into adding them. Just highlight them right here, copy. As said, if you want to get these icons, you can always go down to the blog and get them, so you can get the precise icons that I used. Okay, let's carry them down and carry this up. Good, very nice. In fact, let's give this a slight gradient itself. Let's give this a radial gradient. So I'm gonna go to down, hit this arrow, select gradient, and I'm going to just pull and stroke. The gradients that you create are listed up here in the tools control box for gradient, and I'm just going to select this one. Good, that gives it a nice emboss effect. Looks good. Good. Alright then, so we have these icons here. Next, I'm just going to add the text, and the text is right here. Copy. Ooh. Copy this text. Alright, and you have them here and here. I should have changed the color first. Let me change the colors first. Change this to 3. Alright, for this black and for this black, I'm gonna change the 3 to the green. I'm gonna change the 01 to the beige, the deep beige. Select the 2, carry them up. Okay, put them at the edge of the circle. Okay, I think I realized I had it in the opposite direction before, but that's okay. You get the gist. Alright, first one, I'm going to put Inkscape up there. Hold D, select the color I want. And is that the color I want? You know what? I'm going to make this a white, just for the sake of it. White. Good. And if I carry it down this way, I should really carry this down. In fact, let me just do that pretty quick. I won't take any time. Let's take these out a little bit and just hold down this too, hold down everything, and just gonna shift it round. Oops, didn't pick up everything. Hold down, shift to select it all. I don't select any of these. Oh my. Alright, I'll change the shadow afterwards. Shift them to the side. To the side also. Put it down. And pull them back. Put it back. Put you underneath. One more time. Put it back too. Yeah, I think this was the way that I did before. Yeah, this looks about right. And I'm gonna put the 1 out here. Yeah, this is how I had it. The 3 out here. And put the Inkscape lettering here, the clones. I always get all fuzzy on the final touches, but As long as you can see and see what we're doing, then you should be okay. I'm going to put the patterns in black and put the O2 down here. O2, use the select button up here, and then I'm going to go to the dropper tool and select the dark, select the dropper tool. Why are you giving me trouble now? Okay, and that should be about it for that part of it. Now let's create a little black border at the end to help frame the thing. Okay, all of these is aesthetics now. The last thing now, add my Luyu. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see what we got. This looks okay. Okay then, and I think that's it. There we have it. Inkscape paper slip. Okay, and there we have it for color schemes. So we've created this infographic paper slip. I hope you like the tutorial. Please remember to subscribe, and also if you have any questions, just ask. If you need to get the icons, once again, and the font I use is, I think it's Open. Is it Open Sans? Good. Open Sans Condense. If you need Open Sans Condense, you probably have to you will have to download a separate package, but I'll leave those in the link. Alright then. Thanks again for watching. Go and create and go and design a new dawn.